Have a good day, people. Welcome, 12th graders. My name is William Wandique from Flavio Josefo. And today we have an interesting topic in this English practice. So we will study about this common topic that it's very useful in advanced level. So we have here the passive voice, the passive voice and the functions of the passive voice, and I will explain this tense. The passive voice is used to show interest in the person or object that experiences an action rather than the person or object that performed the action. In other words, the most important thing or person becomes the subject of the sentence. In other words, the most important thing or person becomes the subject of the sentence. It says, in other words, in here, the most important thing or person becomes the subject of the sentence. Keep this in mind. The most important thing or person becomes the subject of the sentence. Now, but I will explain this in the following slide. And we have in the following slide, we got the this. And we have some tenses, and we have the active voice, and we have the passive voice. So what's the difference? That's the main question. In the tense, we have the present simple. Let's suppose that we're studying about the present simple. In the active voice, it says, I make a cake. So the person who performs the action is I. The verb is in present simple, and a cake, it becomes the object of the sentence. But the active voice makes reference to the person or object that performs the action. Meanwhile, on the other hand, we have the passive voice. And in this passive voice, the most important thing is not the person or object that performs the action. In this case, the most important thing is the action. As you can see in here, this is the object of the sentence, and in the passive voice, it becomes the subject of the sentence. But also always using in present simple. So if we are using in present simple, we include the verb to be in present because we are making reference in the present simple tense. And we use the verb be, and this is very important, pay attention to this. After we use the verb be, we use the past participle of the verb. And if it is in here, it says, I make a cake. So the important thing is in the active voice is I. But in the passive voice, the most important thing is the cake. And we continue so on in the present continuous, past simple, past continuous, present perfect, and so on. The only thing, as you can see in the passive voice, we have the object of the sentence that was, the subject, the object from the active voice, but it becomes the subject in the passive voice. The verb be is mandatory, and in this case, in the perfect, it changed from has to have, and in future to will. But if we are using the simples, present simple, if we are using present continuous, if we are using past simple, and we use the verb be, also if we are using the future simple. But it says, I make a cake is made. So pay attention in the subject, and pay attention in the verb be in the past participle. But let's make some examples. And we have this active into passive voice. So we will change from active to passive voice. This is a specific example. And it says the teacher asked a question. So we have that the teacher is the subject. And in this case, we have the past of the verb asked, right? The teacher asked a question. Remember that we are studying the past passive. In the previous slide, I show you how to use the verb be in the different sentences. But in this case, we are studying about the past passive voice. So we have the teacher asked, as you can see here, is in the simple past. The teacher asked a question. So what happened? This is an active voice because the teacher is the person who make the action. In this case, the teacher asked. What he asked a question. This is the object. Subject, object, simple past. Now, how do we change it into the active voice to the passive voice? The object of this sentence, we write it into the subject of the passive voice, and it's a question. Now, after the object, and in this case the subject, a question, we include the verb to be, but in past, because that's the topic, the past passive. A question was. Now, this verb is in the simple past, but in the passive voice, we will use it in the past participle. A question was asked by the teacher. And the teacher, now it becomes the object. So it was the subject in the active voice, but we have it in the object in the passive voice. Now, as we can see, the object of an active voice sentence, a question, this is the object of the active voice, becomes the subject of the passive voice sentence. Number two, the verb consists of the simple past form of we have it here in the simple past. We inserted here the simple past of the verb be that belongs to a question, and we say, in this case, it was, plus the past participle of the verb in the active voice sentence, right? So we use, this is the simple past, and this is the past participle by the teacher. So we have it like this. The teacher asked a question, and in the passive voice, a question was asked by the teacher. En otras palabras, nosotros tenemos acá una oración de voz activa. Tenemos acá el teacher, que es el sujeto, el verbo, que es en pasado simple, que es el que estamos viendo, el pasado pasivo, y tenemos aquí una pregunta, a question. El profesor hizo una pregunta. En este caso, este es el objeto. ¿Qué hacemos en la voz pasiva? Trasladamos el objeto hacia sujeto y quedaría una pregunta y le escribimos el verbo to be. Si estamos utilizando el pasado pasivo, el verbo to be en pasado. Una pregunta fue, and then we have here, el profesor preguntó o hizo una pregunta. Y aquí quedaría una pregunta fue hecha por el profesor. Entonces, el profesor acá, que el sujeto, pasa como objeto. Y como puede ver en las flechas, queda invertido. Pero continuemos con la siguiente diapositiva. Now, we have here some examples, and I will include the test, right? So we have in the instruction, it says make the passive form with the past simple. Now we're going to do it like this. And we have Ronnie lost the letter. Now, what do we have? On the left side, we have the active voice, and we will write it in the passive voice. So it's gonna be like this. Ronnie lost the letter. The letter was lost by Ronnie. So you can see, and we have a perfect passive passive sentence. Now let's see in here. We have it. Frank found the key. The key was found by Frank. And this is the past passive. Let's see the other one. They make mistakes. Now we have mistakes because we have the plural of mistake. Mistakes is the plural. We use the verb to be in plural in past. Mistakes were made by, pay attention in here. If we are using the subject pronouns, we are going to use it in here like the object pronoun. Mistakes were made by them. And then we got a period. Now we got another one. And it says, he loved that woman. That woman was loved by who? By him. And in this case, we have the past passive voice. Now let's see in here. Daniel cleaned the rooms. So we have the rooms were cleaned by Daniel. And here. Now, is what we have. Let's see. Okay. Let me fix this, please. And we have another one. We have it in here. I will jump number 6 because of this part. And it says, the engineers built that house. That house was built by the engineers. And we do it like this, like that. And we have the other one. Leo Tolstoy wrote War and Peace. So how is that? And it becomes like this. War and Peace. War and Peace was, now we use the past participle of wrote, written by Leo Tolstoy. And we have a perfect past passive sentence. We have another one. Leonardo da Vinci, in here we have painted, mist. Leonardo da Vinci, the Mona Lisa. So it's gonna be the Mona Lisa. The Mona Lisa was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. By Leonardo da Vinci. And I will do it like this in here. And and we have the other one. Somebody stole my wallet. My wallet was stolen by my wallet my wallet was stolen by somebody. So and we have it like that. You can continue doing on your own exercise 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, and in order to practice. So that is what we have in this topic, right? It's very important that if you want to make emphasis in the object, right, in the action or the object, in the past passive, you translate it and you move it to the subject, and and then the verb be in the past participle and the complement, and that's the structure of the past passive. And you will make emphasis in the object or in the action. Now continue on your own, and thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. If you have any question, I'm sorry. If you have any question, you see the answer were there. Now is what we have. Let's see. We need to erase this. We will erase it, erase it, erase it, erase it. Right? Yeah, like that. And then we finish this. And we conclude this video by saying thanks for watching, and remember to stay home. If you stay home, you save life. Okay, have a good day.